Let's see if anybody wants to show up here and chat. A little bright, a little hot, a little hot. How's it going, folks? It's Friday night. Seeing if anybody's around, wants to chat. Nothing too crazy, of course. Just a little BS session. Let's see if you already. Who's all in here? Throw something in the chat. Let's talk. Sitting around, not much going on a Friday night. Just enjoyed some dabs. Thought I'd see how everybody's doing. Hey, Baz. How's it going over in Ireland, man? That's pretty cool. Hi, Medic. TRG, what is up, brother? Hope everybody's having a pleasant Friday evening, or I'm guessing if you're over in Ireland, it'll be Saturday morning. Hey, Jay, what's going on? This is just soda pop, in case anybody's wondering. Mango wheat flavored soda pop. Just repotted my master crop plant. She's bouncing back. Feud seedlings. Nice, nice. What do you got going for strains there? What's your name? Gatang. Monster Rip. The pumpkins. Yeah, man. It was just the one. Although I'm tempted to pop another one. I got another bud coming in just because the thing's getting out of control. 40 pounds of madness so far. I figure it's got to be about 40 pounds right now. Stanky. What's going on, man? Chicago. I haven't been out to Chicago too much. The only time was, O'Hare. I've transferred to that airport many times. Fried Piper. Wait, isn't it Thursday? Is it Thursday? My high? Oh, shit, it is. Yeah. That's all right. We'll call it Friday night. Why did I think it was Friday? I'm on vacation this week, man. Time means nothing. So... did I lose a Thursday? Well, this is going to confuse the hell out of people. Hey, Cheddar Bob. Yeah, it's definitely Thursday. Oh, well. Apparently, I thought it was Friday. That's all right. Again, vacation time. Magnum Opus. Good evening. Yeah, who cares, Orlando? Exactly. Time means nothing. Monster crop is a bag seed. The 3 seedlings are Zookies. Very nice. Yep. Yeah. Mojo, definitely a Thursday. I don't know why. I had it in my head it was Friday. That's okay. We all good. People will think this is going tomorrow night, too. Yeah, all good. What you guys dabbing on? Smoking on? Toking on? Hitting in the bong? I myself just enjoyed a little bit of that Orange Dream, the Taffy Blue Dream Cross I got from my boy the Nugs. Egghead Shelly, just popping in from Ottawa. What is going on, Egghead? We get back to work. Hey, Slow Price. Hope you're digging on those stickers I sent you. A couple of slaps. Pineapple Chuck. Never tried that one. Pink Kush, a classic. Big Wreck. Taking vaccines with someone on Messenger. Yeah. Yeah, everybody get your shot in. Man. Had my second one done. Didn't get too sick with that second one. I know a few people have. My wife, she went down hard. But, best to get safe. Badass OG and UK cheese. That just sound coming from Stanky Collective. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Happy pre-Friday, Dylan. It's like in my mind, it's already Friday, so this gives us something to talk about. Oh, there's my boy Matt Hill. What is going on, Matt? One day, Matt's will rule the world. It's gonna happen. Little Platinum Bubba, Casey. That sounds fantastic. I had some Platinum Dream a little while ago. I got through means. And I tell you, it was nothing special, man. I squished that stuff, and it had like a soapy terpene. Just, Horrible, horrible. But hey, sometimes it happens. What's going on, James? Wife just took a 100 milligram capsule. Well, she'd be sleeping good tonight. Jay with the Super Skunk Harvest. Very nice, man. Very nice. Yeah, Stanky. Even my youngest daughter, she went down hard with that second shot, man. But good to feel protected. Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad you like them. They're slow price. Yeah, my whole week has been Friday. It has been. I've been doing some stuff, working on my garage, working on the grow, working on my kitchen that I still haven't finished from my renovations for the last year and a half. But it's a good pandemic. Viking King, what is going on, brother? Second shot messed me up so bad. Yeah, man. Seems to be the going word here. Ryan Fleming. Just argue with someone about spraying Eagle 20 on plants. Yeah. I'm not as familiar. It's like a pesticide or something, but I've heard nothing but horrible things and that you should never put that on your plants. So maybe elaborate a little bit more. Tell us a bit more about it there, Ryan. Growing purple kush. Does the lower temps through flower work to bring out the color? Yeah, for sure. If the genetics have it, lower temps will definitely encourage that. It may not still do it. I mean, even if you've got it in the genetics, it may not properly show up just due to the pheno. But lower temps will definitely help encourage purpling if it's got the ability. Hey, touch of love. What's going on? So, Kempai is a good squish. I'll have to keep an eye out for some of that. What's going on, Carl? How you doing, brother? Any advice on starting a mycelium mat? A local page has a contest. That's a new one to me. I'm guessing just trying to get the mycelium growth on top of your soil as thick and lush and white and furry as possible. That'd be kind of different. If you got a link, well, here. Mojo, I'm gonna make you a temporary moderator. So if you got a link to that, man, please throw it up here in the chat. So, an ornamental pesticide. Okay, that's what Eagle 20 is. Yeah. So, pesticides in general aren't a good thing. If I'm using them, I'm only organic ones, and if so, only in veg state there. It's cyanide or decomposes into. Jeez, that's nasty stuff, man. Show me what you got, Lol. I see. Yeah, I got some Rick and Morty there. I love that show. Speaking of pesticide, my pumpkins have developed white residue mold on leaves. Oh, dude, that's white powdery mildew. Yeah, you're gonna want to get on that. There's a couple different ways to go about it. But yeah, definitely white powdery mildew. Yeah, Stanky. No, definitely not for medicine. Yeah, spray nothing on your plants, man. Do I know of any Canna-related events in Southern Alberta? I bet I do. There's Hemp Fest coming up here September 10th and 11th. I will be covering it on the channel here, assuming I'm allowed in with a camera. I've already reached out to the event coordinators. I haven't heard back from them. So, yeah, that'll be the first sort of show that I cover for you guys. Looking forward to that one. Yeah, so general consensus is Eagle 20, absolute horrible. Oyster mushrooms grow like crazy. Cool, man. White Widow and OG Kush in the tent. Worm castings and alfalfa for mycelium. Yeah. What is it? Malted barley flour, I believe, too, to increase that fungal growth. I use that stuff on the tops of my soil, and the worms seem to love it. Get the mulch from the entire tree leaves and lay it all thick and inoculate. Oh, like a black leaf mold. That's something I'd really like to look into. What's going on, Raising Jane? The rookie grower. How early do you start using blue mats in your grow? I have only got them in the flower room right now. I've played around with them in the veg. I've got these classics here that have been sitting in this mason jar for like the last month. And these aren't, I don't know, they're not quite what I want for the veg because they're good for smaller plants, but I don't know, they weren't quite keeping up in the bigger pots. Hope everyone is having a great night. Yeah, me too. Dr. Zymes. So Dr. Zymes isn't available in Canada. So that is what it is, you know. But if you're on the Discord, in the K&F section, we've got a homemade Dr. Zymes recipe. It takes a couple of months. So, did you throw that neem in the top layer? Yeah, yes, I did, sir. It is all over the place. I got some even in my little catnip container here, because you got to keep the cats happy. Have you ever dealt with septoria? I have not. Leaf spot? No, I have not. That'd be a new one to me. Forced soil inoculation will be great. Yeah. Oh, totally. I got a little grove of trees around here. I want to go do some indigenous microorganism collection soon. So I'm losing the chat here. I'm not keeping up with you guys. Hey, Charles, all up from Vegas, brother. Mr. Chad Westport, the man. How you doing, Chad? Good to see you, brother. Dylan, what is a good way to get phosphorus besides bat guano? What is it? Fishbone meal has it. That's got some nitrogen component as well. I use that. I'd have to look on my shelf there. Dylan, if you're not on the Discord, email me at fotosyntech1@gmail and get on there. We can talk some more about that. Copper fungicide. I'm not paying attention to that part of the chat, apparently. What can I use for white flies? So, Charles, I did a chat a couple weeks ago with Coper on Meet the Industry. We talked all about different beneficials, and they've got some stuff. I can't remember off the top of my head, but if you go back and watch that video, probably find some info on there. You guys are chatting too fast. Just a thought, maybe next shop you should go live. Yeah, it's tough to go live in the flower room, unfortunately. I don't have the best internet connection out there. But maybe we can rig something up with a hardwire. I've done that before. Classic junior blue mats, not a fan. Yeah, it's the classics, they're okay for like small pots. Like these 1 gallons are okay, but once the plants get bigger, they have trouble keeping up. I may not live in Canada, but I'm a French Canadian. Nice. Wake and bake now. Jake's all-in-one has newts and enough natural nicotine to kill pests but not plants. Wonderful in veg. Oh, that's cool. Not familiar with that stuff. Wake and bake. Are you south or north of the border there, brother? Expensive. Yeah, the good stuff usually is, right? Okay, well, thanks, Mojo. That's cool, man. That's cool. If you can't figure out, like, you should be able to just, like, copy paste it and post it in the chat here. So. A lot of you in here tonight. 36 people. This is cool. Well, I appreciate it, guys. I just figured I'd fire up the Friday night chat on a Thursday and confuse the hell out of everybody, including myself. Billy, I'm back at you from the Canada, brother. From the Canada. Hi, I'm from the Canada. We bring you news of great Canadian things. Yes, thank you, Chad. I love the aloe plants. What am I drinking? I got a Sunsetter Mango Wheat Ale. Delicious stuff. Stanley Park Brewing. Wonderful stuff. They got a fruit salad pack here with melon, mango, and peach. Really tasty. Rock phosphate, yes. Yeah, that's another good way to get your phosphorus for sure. Yeah, no, definitely like the aloe. I just repotted these, actually. I'll show you guys. This was something different that I tried. So I've got a couple of neem pellets on top, but this is mostly hydrogen in here. So I did that much hydrogen, that much super soil, and that much hydrogen just to stop the fungus gnat issue that I've been having here in the house. It seems to be working so far so well. And they really seem to like it. They've been doing great since I transplanted them. Calphos, good for phos. Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones. Jake's all-in-one, 2.5. Okay, so that's more of an organic or synthetic. Oh, you're awake now. Okay, that makes sense. All right. See, that's the problem with the Discord is some people have different names, and depending on where you are, our good boy Hillbilly Herb there, I had no idea who he was, and then I chatted with him a bunch on Reddit and stuff already. Right north of the border, iMedic. Are you? Where are you, iMedic? You're Alberta, so I'm guessing like Medicine Hat or around that area. What do I think about growing lavender with your ladies for a companion plant? I'm not sure of the benefits of lavender, but I'm a huge proponent of any sort of companion plant, Charles. I definitely like the idea of having more beneficial life in the garden as opposed to fighting against it. Like I've got kale sitting down or out in my backyard there that's just getting consumed by caterpillars. But the caterpillars are only eating that and nothing else. And nobody else here wants to eat kale. So win, right? Yeah, it's hard to get the same screen name across all platforms. No kidding, man. No kidding. So yeah, if I'm talking on one platform and then I get confused, I'm talking on another, by all means. So lavender can help with IPM. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've got marigolds in the backyard for that. So you're near Lethbridge there, I'm like, okay, cool. Hey, there we go. There's the link. Sweet. Thanks, Mojo. What's up from down under? Mossy's man. Mossy Z-Man? I'll just call you Mossy. What's going on, brother? I know we got a few Australians on the channel here under the viewer list. I love that stuff, man. I love that I'm connecting with people on the other side of the planet, all about this great plant that we all love to grow and enjoy. Daniel Edeline, dead. What's the RH of the room you press in? Been trying to work out of the best you. You know what? I don't really concern myself too much with the RH in the room that I'm in, just because I can't set up a proper room. I would think ideally 62%, right, to maintain your flower if you're doing flower, or even your hash if you're doing hash. But my concern in this place that I'm in, it's my basement, right? I can't really get this too cool down here, so. Ideally, whenever you're doing any sort of pressing, you want it cool as you can without being freezing, of course. But I would think RH relative to what you want to maintain your perfect flower at. So, best humidity for squishing straight into a jar. Yeah. But no, 62% across the board for your flower and whatnot. Hey, what's going on, Rob? CLTV showing up in the house. How you been, brother? You guys stopped on Tuesday, and I got all sad about that. I've been enjoying that because that seems to be the one that I can normally catch. But I'm glad to see you here. Much love from the UK, big bud. Much love from Canada, brother. So, appreciate the content. Yeah, man. Appreciate the views, right? Yeah, cold is more important for sure, Fried. That's the one thing. Like, I've been waiting for it to cool down here on the weekends. So I can actually do some more work with some of this hash that I made and whatnot. So, hey, X Factor, what's going on? What is a cool bot, Cheddar Bob? I am not familiar. So, pressing. Never mind. Gotcha. Rob's the goat. Rob is the goat. It's good shit, that guy. Much love from down south. Bullish Tingles. Hey, I got your email the other day, brother. I don't know if you made it onto the Discord or not. So, get the whole crew here. Everybody's showing up. Yeah, Thursday, why not, right? So we got next here. We got a Sunsetter Melon Wheat Ale. These guys all about the wheat ales. I think it's like an artificial flavoring. You're in there, Bush? Okay, cool, man. Chad Westport, we got Cheddar Bob. Good chatter. Nice. Hey, and also, if you guys aren't aware, there's some Bob's Cheddar Beans that are supposed to be dropping. I don't know if they came today or tomorrow. I got to look there. Did those come today yet, Cheddar Bob? Because we got to get some of those going, man, for sure. What's going on, Night Train? All right. So it's an AC black box, eh? Nice. Window AC. I've only got one window AC upstairs on my bedroom there. We don't generally get too hot here where you have AC in the whole house. So or even down here. But yeah, I guess I could go chill the bedroom up, make it super cold. Might piss the wife off, but Seeds are on Daga, not a black box. Yeah. I'm all over the place reading comments up and down, so apologies if I'm confusing anyone. Hot as hell in Ontario. Yeah, it's been hot as hell everywhere. Hey, Goblin. Just saw you. Just saw you show up there, dude. How you been? This is everybody's around, man. This is Apparently Thursday night is a good time to do this, even if I do pretend it's a Friday. So. At least this time, I'm not having any beers explode on the live stream. I did one there a couple months back, and just full beer blew up all over the place. I don't know if you guys caught that or not. So, good times, good times. So, you make a walk-in freezer with a cool box. Okay. Thursday is my new Friday. Yeah, no doubt, Rob. Yeah, no, I have to hit the editing after this. Had a chat with Niwa there again. And thanks to the CLTV guys for putting me on in Niwa there. I got a Grow Hub coming. We were chatting with them, so I got a chat coming with those guys on Sunday. They got some new stuff coming. It's like the whole CLTV crew's in the house. Well, almost. We're missing Trey. That's okay though. Or maybe he's there and he's just lurking. Good times. If you don't put aloe in your sprayer, how do you use it? Oh, yeah. So, first off, and shout out to Hi again. How's it going, folks? Love you guys. You know, in heaven. But, for the aloe, what you want to do is ideally stick it in your dehydrator first, if you've got one, and dry that stuff right out into flake form. And then you can put it in the sprayer because then it's going to dissolve in the water. It's got sapin in it, too. That was something somebody pointed out in the chat of the video that I posted the other day talking about foliar stuff. So, pardon me, you don't need to add sapin in there. Hold on a second, I got something on my phone. No, we good. Oh, this is crazy, yeah. A lot of good folks in the chat here. This is cool. Appreciate y'all coming out. What's sapin in? It never gets old. Nice. Sapin, if you don't know, it's a soapy-like substance that helps your different sprays and whatnot stick to what you're trying to spray them on. So, let's see, did I miss something here? If you mean pistols and trikes, yeah, there's a lot of growers in here tonight. It's good, man. Hoodie grows 420. What's going on? Creative semantics. Nice. So I don't know, anything you guys want to chat about in particular? Anything going on? I just figured I'd do a stream for as long as my laptop stays alive. So far that's good. Cannabis advisor. Ooh, I like that term. Advisor as opposed to influencer. That's funny. What have I squished lately? Man, I did up Trainwreck there a couple days ago. I did 2 ounces of Trainwreck, so 56 grams, gave me just a fantastic return. That was about 10.5 grams, so 18% yield. Pretty good. Real nice, though. Super, I guess, consistency-wise, nice buttery, a little bit of that orange kind of garlicky terpene to it, so definitely a good squish. Good to see you guys like that high again. I find it works, so definitely good stuff. So D Squad 33. How did it taste? Yeah, like you say, little garlicky, little orange. Definitely nice stuff. Really like it. What you smoked today for the wake and bake? Well, I was just dabbing on some Orange Dream here beforehand. But yeah, if you guys are doing any dabbing, any token, let us know what you're hitting on there. Dry sift. Yes. I got my trim bin down there, actually. It was funny. One night I decided I would just try something out and took some trim stuff that I had sitting in the freezer for whoever knows how long and threw that in, gave it a shake, threw it on the press, and it actually worked pretty darn good. I was relatively impressed with how much I got out of it. So nice strain. That one will give me a bit of the sativa paranoia. Yeah, I'm lucky with the sativas. They're preferred. I like the fruity sativas, the nice heady highs and stuff. I never get that paranoid off them. Edibles, though. If I can get edibles to work, they make me super paranoid. So that's always fun. I'm going to head out and chat, man. All right, take it easy there. Sell price. Chat with you soon, brother. It's okay. You can quietly come down the stairs. It's my daughter. Say it louder, Lily. If you're gonna talk to the people, say hello. No, she's totally embarrassed. Awesome. Dry sift with different micron screens. Yeah, I've not tried that. I know Mr. Canucks does that. He's got those silk screens that he uses. And I've been super tempted to give that a shot because it removes the having to dry it method. The problem is the screens are damn expensive. So if I can get a hold of some for a decent price, you guys will see that on an up-and-coming channel. Yeah, Goblin, I agree. Very versatile. So many different ways you can go about it. Like if you've got some really sort of low quality sift, instead of making it into rosin, just make it in a good old fashioned hash. Trick to that, one of these for sure, as opposed to the pollen press, and really low heat, really low pressure. I know this because I tried making some and it went really bad, and it took me like a good couple hours to clean all the bad hash out of there. So what do you do? I believe the going saying is you can still smoke mistakes though. So hey, peanut butter cough there, creative, very nice. Yeah, I'm doing some peanut butter crosses, or not peanut butter. Sorry, banana butter cups. That's what I'm thinking. I keep getting the peanut butter breath and banana butter cup stuff mixed up in my head. I don't know why. What's going on, Dewitt? Am I familiar with Critical Orange Punch? Oh, no, but that sounds fantastic. I got that Critical Mass. That is just one hell of a nice grow. I've been running that thing now for probably close to a year, and super impressed with it. Bet Canuck has a coupon code for the screens. Yeah, probably not, but I have to check. I like his stuff, man. I don't know. Mr. Canucks is interesting. He is probably the best videographer in the game, if not one of the best. Hey, thanks, CT. Appreciate that. I don't know. I'd like to see more involvement from him in the community and stuff. Like, it seems that as he got more popular, he kind of went and he only does the Patreon thing now. Like, I'd love to have him on Meet the Grower, for example, but I can only imagine how many people try to talk to him in a given day, for example. So, much love to that guy because he's done so much for the community. Can you share a funny story about old times having to score flour? That's funny. Oh, man. Maybe, but my daughter's standing there staring at me doing laundry, so. Candy, how you doing there? Definitely want to have you back for another chat, Candy. That was an awesome episode. If you guys aren't familiar, Candy Wallace and I sat down and Meet the Grower not too long ago and had a wonderful discussion. So, yeah, no, man. Thanks for the super chat there. That's totally cool. Definitely appreciate it. Hey, there you go. Awesome, man. Thanks again. Totally cool. Daniel out of the line, then some Apple Jacks, a little bit of peach tree mixed. Wow, man. You got a mixed bag going there, dude. That's pretty cool. Your studio is in the same room as me. That's funny. Right on. Try using bubble bags with sewing hoops. Yes. No, I've seen that. So iMedic. What is it? Pedro has a video up, if it's still up, where they're doing dry sift using bubble bags and was it dry ice, I believe. And he takes it, they put in the bag, and they just shake the crap out of it, and it looks like it works really, really well. When you usually top a second time, like what week and veg, it's all plant dependent. So I like to wait for the fifth node to show up, and I'll top then. And then I usually like to give it at least a few weeks to recover, at least. Like let that second set of nodes come in, grow up, and then I'll top in. Sometimes I only top once. Sometimes it depends. Sometimes the plant doesn't want to top. It's all genetics dependent. So, work with what you got, and sometimes you got to figure it out as you go. Like the one that I've got going there, the sticky sheets, she just does not like topping. Could not get that thing to top. Tried twice, and it just continued to grow up single shoot. So that's the one that I've got going on 45-degree angle there in the flower room. Wacky Willie's cheapest screens in Canada. Okay. Not familiar, but I'll have to take a look. Maybe reach out to those guys. So is that just like a silk screen place there, Mojo? Just scrolling back through the chat here to see if I missed any questions. Got a bunch coming in at once. All right, Chad. Will you go walk your dog there, sir? And thanks for stopping by the chat. We'll have to talk again soon. Maybe do one of these live things. Appreciate you, brother. Got a knife on the same spot on my forearm. Oh, that one there. Yeah, let's get my son's name on it. Not the best tattoo, but I've got better ones. But still, works out well. Yeah, gotta love the pets. I'm surprised that my cat hasn't decided to come and jump on the desk here as he does from time to time. My biggest fear is I'm going to be in the middle of a big pressing session and he's going to jump right in one of the pieces of parchment paper. Wouldn't that be fun? So, do I like hydroponics at all? Hey, thanks, D-White. Appreciate that, man. Hydroponics definitely has a place. I've got a full set of DWC buckets and pumps and whatnot sitting out in the garage, gathering dust because I just haven't had much luck doing it. I don't know. I don't seem to be patient with hydroponics, which is probably funny, being that I grow organics and it's going to actually be probably a little bit slower. But I don't know. It's weird to me to just grow in water. But I don't know. I've got the buckets around. I may try an experiment here down in the basement eventually, just because it'll probably be a little bit easier to maintain the cool water that you need. And that was one of the problems, like having it out in the grow room. I didn't want to have to get a chiller or something to keep the water cold. So did what I did. So, and we should say our DWC, not just a straight DWC. I did have, like I say, the recirculating and whatnot. So dry sift screens, wash bags, wash vessels, the CO2 compressed air has washing rocket tank. Oh, all sorts of stuff going on there, Mojo. So all kinds of products. Oh man, I will definitely have to check that place out. That looks like something that I would be interested in. Rockwell, actually, yeah, Rockwell is interesting. Up until recently, I've used Rockwell for cloning. Obvious reasons, right? It stays wet. It's easy to work with and stuff. The only thing that I didn't like was and that's the thing. Is Rockwell organic or is Rockwell inorganic? Like it's spun up molten rock, right? So that's the thing. I don't know. It's good, but I've moved over to peat pucks. I find those work a little bit better for cloning. So that's about the only time that I used the Rockwell. But again, I might go back and do some hydroponic stuff just for fun. I've got like bottles of nutrients sitting out in the garage in the grow room there. So any thoughts on sound frequency and how it can affect plants? There's been lots of studies on stuff like different types of plants prefer different types of music. I want to throw a guess out there. I think like classic music for cannabis and whatnot, but maybe I'm wrong. I'd encourage you to do some research yourself there, Josh. But definitely, no, I've heard that. Hey, talk to your plants too, right? If anything, you're expelling extra CO2 when you're out there in the grow space, and that's going to help them. Those Inkbird controls, can you hook that up to your dehumidifier and your fan? Yeah, you certainly can. So I've got a video that I want to do on this soon that talks about some controller hacks. But the biggest thing that you have to be careful with when using any of those controllers is that the amperage rating on the piece of equipment is not higher than 10 amps generally. Like the Inkbird controllers, the temperature humidity ones, they're a 10 amp max. Where this is important is your line that you plug into in the wall, it'll go up to 15 amps, right? So a heater, for example, it can easily hit 15 amps. I may have possibly fried a controller in the past, not realizing this, but we're not going to talk about that. But no, the important thing is to make sure you're not exceeding 10 amps. So I'm going to be doing a video on this here really soon. But no, you can totally hook it up. You can have, they've got one for humidity and dehumidification on one controller. So you set your set points and it controls it there. Same thing with temperature. It's just, again, be aware of the amperage rating. And yeah, that's where the Grow Hub is good too. So that New York Grow Hub, that's really cool stuff. Daniel Aliden, Hydro's cool, but catching some rain and popping your hands in some stuff from time to time is much less expensive. Well, yeah, once you get into like 80-gallon living soil beds and stuff, it does get a bit pricey. Of course, it's that one-time investment too. What's going on, J.R. Phillips? It's organic. It comes from the earth and made with no additional deletions of makeup. Yeah, no. You're right. That's a good way to look at it for sure. There, Imatic. So it's just I don't know how it decomposes. Like one of the main reasons why I stopped using it was I started realizing that the stalks that I was leaving in my living soil beds had a hunk of rock wool around it, and I didn't want to necessarily have that going on in the grow long term. So I went over to Peapucks, and I actually find that they're working better for cloning. Like I've got rooting going here in 6 days on some recent cuts that I took. So do I use Wi-Fi AC plug? Do you just buy anyone and find? Oh God, yeah, good question, Sean. This actually came up in the chat with Niwa. But basically what it comes down to is you've got a device that needs some sort of wireless proponent to talk to the outside world. And I've got a Wi-Fi plug in the veg tent beside me here that is it's a piece of garbage. I'm going to replace it with a mechanical timer just because it's cheaper, and I've got one sitting over there that I just haven't gotten to. But the problem that I've had is I had some wireless issues. My router was losing its mind, and the stupid plug stopped talking, and it started losing its mind to the point where the lights weren't coming on when they should have, or the lights were staying on when they shouldn't go off, or when they should go off, I should say. So I would definitely be careful about what plugs you're buying. Not to say that there's not good ones out there. I think the one that I have is just a piece of crap. So I advise you to do your own research on that. I haven't looked into them too in depth. Or mechanical timers. The only problem with that, of course, is those mechanical timers have those little switches on them, and you may have one depressed and you don't realize it, or you may have not depressed one and not realize it and screw things up. So yeah. See, that's the thing there, Alphabet Girl. You make a good point. It's the decomposition of the rock wool. I just don't know what it's like long term. And I like the idea of having peat in there because it kind of goes in there. And just stays in there. So low pro grow as flows or autos, both, man. I like going both. I've got some autos going outside in the garden right now because that is what I can do here is I can only grow autos outside. It's just because I'm too far north to be able to do photos. It gets our dark season is too late. So by the time I'm in flower, I'm hitting September, October into November, and hello, white powdery mildew and bud rot. Just bad. What else here? Let's see, K-Stow. Yeah, nice aloe. Thank you very much. I love the aloe. Yeah. Botanicana. What's going on? Hey, you're welcome, Sean. To have a perpetual grow, what are the preferred about? Okay, yeah. How do I set up perpetual grow? So I've got 2 grow spaces here that are completely independent of one another. My veg tent, which sits right here, down in my basement, and then I've got a flower room outside. And in the flower room, I've got 3 different beds: 2 2x4 grassroots and 1 3x3. And the way that I've got it set up is it's kind of like every month I'm planting something new. Right. And except for recently, I had everything kind of finish at once because I had some really long running JMOs that kind of caused things to go a lot longer than I realized. So it is what it is, right? But no, the idea is every 2 to 4 weeks, you've got something popping into flower. So if you've got, say, 2 4x4 spaces, you could have one 4x4 running veg and then another running, say, 4 individual earth boxes. For example, if you want to do organic and you don't want to have gigantic containers, and then every 2 to 4 weeks you're getting something else started in flower, and then you're perpetually cropping out, and that's really a good way to do it, as long as you don't mind trimming, because you're always going to be stuck in a state of trimming. The other thing though for doing a perpetual properly is then you need to also have a separate dry space, which I've now kind of set up over here in my storage room, which ideally most of the year is actually sitting perfect in terms of temperature wise. Just in the summer, it's a little bit warmer, but that's the thing. So having a space to veg, having a space to dry, and a space to flower is really ideal for doing that perpetual. Or setting up some timing where you could maybe have your veg tent set up for drying for a couple of weeks before you start something new in there. It's really a matter of, determining how much plant matter you need versus how much space you have versus your timing and whatnot. But there's also going to be another factor in there of just, you've bought some seeds, they say 8-week flowering and they go 10 or 11 weeks, right? So perpetual is definitely something to attain for. So I don't know, it's cool stuff, man. All right, what else do we have here? Take and grind the rock wool up, eh? Huh, interesting. Best curing practices? Yeah, curing is definitely critical. So the dry, of course, you want to try and go at least 7, 10, 14 days if you can, stretch it out as long as possible. And then I like to go into mason jars, or if I've got a big enough crop, I got a couple black 3-gallon buckets that'll fill up. Never fill past about 2/3 full. Some people will say half. I say 2/3. Find what works for you. But you don't want to have that jar so full, so packed that you can't get some good airflow in there. And you should be able to pick it up and give it a little bit of a shake, have your buds break apart. And then as far as burping goes, I go twice a day for the first week, once a day for the second week, and then the third week I just let them sit. And after that, it's go time. I don't know what we're doing here. 32% remaining on the laptop. It's my laptop's goofy. I've got this really nice streaming cam here, but the laptop doesn't get along with it when it's plugged into the wall. So I prefer Coco Coir Hymatic. There's plenty of rock wool. I've done that in the past. It still doesn't decompose. Well, no, I guess so. If it's a rock though, or basically a mineral, because I think it's basalt that they spin up. You'd need a heavy fungal component in there because it's the funguses that break down the minerals over time, if I'm not mistaken. Do you lose trichomes when bud washing? No, you don't. The only stuff that comes off your buds are the misshapen, broken, weak, or otherwise no good trikes that you don't want. I did a video on this 3-4 months back where I took the rinse of 3 good-sized plants and I ran that through my bubble bags, and there was barely anything in there. Just hair, a little bit of dirt, a little bit of trikes. But again, it's the stuff that you don't want, don't necessarily need. So might as well add sand. Well, you're not wrong though, Alphabet. Having some grit in there is not a bad idea either. You want some grit in your soil for the worms. They use that to help break up the things. So they don't have teeth, so they eat some grit with that detritus that they're consuming, and that's what helps break things inside their belly. I do the DJ short method, 60F and 60RH for 16 days. Prefer over the other ways. So is that just hanging in a room there, DJ? Or Jay? Elaborate a little bit more. I'm not as familiar. Just bud washed to harvest yesterday. Oh, totally. Okay, yeah. See, no, you bring up an excellent point, Alphabet, because you have to consider the environmental impact of the production of rock wool for sure. Where are they getting the energy to produce it? How have they gotten this energy? What are the practices they use? Is it sustainable? All that stuff. So I have kind of come about face on peat in general after learning more about just the what is it, the Sphagnum Society here in Canada, and how they'll only take 1% of the peat moss, and they're very, very sustainably minded about it. It's a good product. It's close to me. I don't have to get it processed like you do cocoa coir and shipped from overseas and whatnot. So it's definitely preferred in my mind. Any videos coming about reusing the utes for medicinal purposes? It's funny. Who did I talk to? I think it was Candy Wallace when we had our chat on Meet the Grower. She talks about making a tea using the roots. I've never done it myself. My root balls I leave in the soil for the worms to consume. So not something that I have readily available. No, you're right there, iMedic. Absolutely. Local sourcing is the key to being the best level of sustainability and whatnot. That's what I like about this KNF stuff, and I really need to learn more about this. But ultimately, yeah, you're gonna probably have to get some stuff brought in from somewhere. So, think about doing that the best and most environmentally friendly way. So, yeah, you're welcome, Botanicana. I like that name. Same drying method as build as soil. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, because he talks about just leaving them perpetually in the dry tent there until he needs them. Is one way to do it. Because if you've got that perfect environment where it's the right temperature and right humidity, then yeah, for sure. Cocoa coir in a solo cup is the best way of starting any seeds. I've been playing around with that. I've recently done sort of half compost, half super soil in a solo, and that worked really, really well. With the exception of some weird strawberry kush that just seem to have germination issues in general, I 100% otherwise. So, hang whole plant in tent and no burping jars. No, that's true. Yeah, you leave it in there long enough and stuff for the chlorophyll to dissipate. What's going on, Okie? Is an inline crucial for a tent, Casey? No, not necessarily. So I've got just a little tiny 4-inch here on the veg tent that kicks on every once in a while. And that's if I've got my light up higher and things are turned up because I'm in a later state of veg. But ideally, you need to have environmental control. So if you've got a perfect situation where your lung room, for example, stays at the ideal temperature and you can locate your drivers for your light outside your tent, you may not need an inline fan. But you do want to keep airflow going somehow, because that's the other critical thing, is making sure you got enough CO2 in your space. Rockwool is bast salt, says Haywood. Can be used until structure breaks down. Why throw it? Okay. Yeah, it is basalt. That's what I thought. No, I say it's a good point too. It's a couple different ways to look at it for sure, guys. I think it's ultimately what works best for you. Right, the peat bog's a very fragile ecosystem, takes forever to replenish itself. Yes, Mojo, absolutely. That's why you look at what the Sphagnum Peat Moss Society is doing here in Canada, and they've set it up for sustainability, and that's the thing, because they know we've got a great natural resource here, and if we maintain it and look after it, then we'll be able to continue using it for a long time. Best pots for 30-day perpetual, 2x4 and 4x4 tents. Grassroots. I only recommend the Grassroots fabric pots. That's what I use for flowering and stuff. For veg and stuff, I use these plastic ones because they're easy to transplant out of. I've got some transplantinators from Grassroots that work tremendously well, but I've only got 4 of them, and I just need to get more. So. Every kind of media has these issues, but your smaller doses, if you're growing at home, seems what work best is more. Yeah, if you're growing organic, the bigger the pot, the better things work. That's for sure. If that's what you're getting at. Jeremy from Build a Soil, turn me on to it. Yes. Yes, I'm gonna have to look into that more when I have an ideal environment for drying, because again, right now it's well in the summer, it's my drying space is just a little warm, but do what you can. Do what you can. Saying seems if you're commercial, you would think of environment. Yeah, you're that's a really good point, Kid, because when you're doing bigger grows, you're having bigger impact and stuff like the stuff that I'm doing. Even here, I'm not hitting tons of impact in terms of that, but at the same time, if you got a bunch of people doing it and everybody's staying sustainable and environmentally minded, we're all winning, right? All right. Oh, stream here. What should I get for next genetics? That's up to you, man. ILGM has some good stuff. Coastal, yeah. Depends on what you want to spend too, sir. Like there's definitely some money to spend there. So, what are my thoughts on using an arrow garden for learning hydro, and what do you recommend as far as autos or photos? I'm not familiar enough with an arrow garden to really recommend one either way or another. If I'm not mistaken, that's where they've got the sprayers on the bottom. I think it's like I'm sorry, Charles. I don't know enough about it. And for auto or photo, that's depending on you, man. I would not recommend autos for a first time grower because there's nuances to growing that you have to get down before you do an auto that you can really kind of struggle with. The big thing with photos is just making sure you got a perfectly dark spot for flower. Did you know hydrocarbon comes from the roots of plants? Wonder how much a 20-foot wild cannabis tree would produce. Let's say 20 years. And then, oh, that's funny. That's really funny. Interesting thought, though. Weed car. Just a small 20 count here. Impact pretty small. Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I'm the same. But my 20 count and your 20 count and Vikings and JRs and hey, look who just showed up. Right. His it all adds up and stuff. So we could all be doing a little bit more for our environment. All right. So losing the chat here. Yeah, what's going on, Ryan? How you doing, brother? Ever try I-49? Nope, I'm not familiar. Best peat moss comes from Canada? Yeah, that's what I hear. Even though over in Scotland, they're putting it with their whiskey, so. All right. Info's method, just Google the DJ Short method. Yeah, there you go. Cocoa Claire is my choice for a lot of reasons. Inert or fluffiness to add. Yeah, I was using cocoa too in the organics for a while. I found that I was running into some problems with the cocoa and using like RO water, and yeah, I didn't add enough calcium and magnesium. I think more so the magnesium. I've got a video up on that too. Just about to use 7-gallon pots of rock wool for my third grow. Huh. Interesting. Read that growth improves with reuse. That would make sense though, because you are going to get some microbial life in that rock wool over time too. That should help with nutrient uptake. At least I would think. I just put my seeds in water overnight, tap them in the morning, and if they sink to the bottom, I plant them in the medium. Yeah, pretty much. I find that even the floating sinking thing is one way or the other, really. So, yeah. Cheers, there, Medic. Can we get ILGM in Canada now? Not so much. Not really, but kind of, but not really. We should chat. All right. Casey, should fabric pots with organic media be up on drain pans or pot pans? Or okay. Well, good question. So the big beds that I have outside, I've got sitting floating on hydrogen pebbles. That encourages airflow, and if I do get leaking happening, some drainage. But ideally, if you can get those up on stuff, the airflow to the bottom is going to help because they'll do that root pruning on the bottom as well, and then you won't potentially get roots going out the bottom. But definitely, if you're growing fabric pots, especially indoor, you should have something under them to capture that water. So, and there's a bunch of bean chat going on here, guys. I'm trying not to touch on it too much and stuff. Just I don't want to get YouTube mad at me here. So if I'm not responding to your comment, that's why. Everyone should comment on the regular comment section. Yeah. Well, then wait till the stream's done. So don't forget to show love. Yeah, smash the like button if you haven't done it already. Although I see we got 52 likes and 48 of you in here. So I think we've done all right. Okay. Yeah, the best peat moss is always locally sourced. You're absolutely right. Grind up the root ball and contents, mix in a little new material to freshen and use as a new potting material. That's a great idea, I imagine, for sure. I noticed that I get purple stems more often with RO water. That's what I was seeing, Lance. I was just getting a lot of purpling, plus some additional deficiencies that led me to believe there was a magnesium issue. And the thought there was because coco coir will leach a little calcium and a little bit of magnesium out because the way that cation exchange works with it being somewhat deficient in the cocoa. It was further exacerbated by not having anything in the water. So I went back to tap water and the problem went away. So rapid rooter plugs, soak, and then put seeds in. Yeah, I've not tried those rapid rooter ones, Jay. So I would like to. Yeah, no, that's true, Mojo. We've got some special concessions here. So fotosyntech1@gmail.com if you want to chat more on that. In flower, fabric, or solid pots. I prefer the fabric, like I say, definitely for flower, just because you get that root pruning, you get that oxygen to the roots. It creates that nice, healthy, heavy root ball. Ever had problems with hydrogen? Not really, but I don't do a lot of stuff with it. Like as far as like a straight grow medium, I've got it into in my beds there. Two of the beds there, some of them I just have some perlite and whatnot because I only had what I had. But yeah, no, it's not had problem with hydrogen. Oh, good, Imatic. Blended scotch called Monkey Shoulder just arrived in Canada. $50 Canadian. Oh, speaking of good uses of peat, yeah, absolutely. I love scotch. Scotchy, man. I can Ron Burgundy that stuff all the way home. Should you stop loading your compost pile 90 days before using it, or can you just throw stuff in there until the day? Oh, yeah, no, you want your compost that you're using, if you're going to be putting in plants, to be fully broken down. The reason why is if you get some sort of buried, compacted stuff that's not quite broken down, you could lead to bad anaerobic conditions and not good things. So definitely, you want fully broken down compost. James Javerne, double vote on the monkey shoulder. I'll have to look out for that stuff. What did I recently have that I really liked? I can't remember the name of it. It'll come to me. Organic growing and RDWC. Recirculating deep water culture with hydroponics. I have no issues with hydroponics. Well, that's good, Mojo. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to try some more stuff. Much easier, no paper towel or that. Process my tomatoes usually up in 3 days. I must have missed part of your comment. Medic, you're funny, man. Hilarious, brother. Okay, separated. Oh, okay. Now the battery saver's just gone on, guys. So we're at an hour anyway. I'm just rambling at this point. So I think I'm going to call it here before the laptop actually up and dies. guys, if you're not on the Discord and you'd like to be, email me, fotosyntech1@gmail.com. Love to have you on there. Otherwise, Patreon, if you want to throw me a little love. We've got some crazy contests going on there. I just talked about this in a recent video. Last month, I gave away $300 worth of stuff, and there was only 14 people in the draw. So, you know, $3 gets you in the Patreon to start, and the higher tiers get better entries. That being said, this has been a stellar cast for a Friday night that's pretending to be a Thursday night or vice versa. Appreciate each and every one of you. We out.